my shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great. 9, gonna shine, life is good. I'm doing fine. 10, gonna do it right and do it big, yeah, yeah. I look into the sky with all the beautiful color, but there's more than just for me, so gonna share it with another. I got to show, to give, let out. I want to sing and shout. Take a look and see a beautiful morning that turns into a beautiful evening, and together make a beautiful life. And if you wanna,
I've been in here and people are roaring with laughter, so.
It's a dirty show, though.
Well, it's clean dirt.
Forgive me, but the best restaurants of the world are here in Vegas. I mean, you have here the best of the best.
Yes.
So we have many celebrities here. The Harley Madison come over here, and Usher come over here many often, and the Paris Hilton come here, and Britney Spears came over here like 2 weeks ago.
Boy, I'm dating myself, but it's okay. Nobody else will.
Oh. That's so Vegas. Welcome to That's So Vegas. I'm Christine McKellar, your host, here filming live at the fantastic WCOBM studio right off of Las Vegas Boulevard and the Strip. We've had, over the past few months, a couple of really fun entertainers on the show. We've also had the people behind the entertainers on the show. A couple months ago, we had Jackie Brett and Norm Johnson, friends, right. And another, not long time because you look fabulous, darling, but today we have here publicist and entertainment writer Bobbie Katz. Bobbie and I are friends.
Very good friends.
We're both
yes.
involved in media. We have a bunch of mutual friends in media. It's funny, we're all like part of the same big family.
That's true.
But I've been wanting to have you on this show.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be on it.
You're a wonderful writer.
Thank you.
And you've interviewed so many interesting stars. I mean, from Engelbert Humperdinck, Tom Jones, just going a little bit back to show you how far back you go. For those viewers who don't know you as well as we do, and
yes.
you will learn to love her once you get to know her, tell us a little bit about your background. You came here from Chicago?
No. I came here from the East Coast.
Just the East Coast.
I grew up in Havertown, Pennsylvania.
That's right, PA. We've had that conversation
That's
before.
right. And I started out at Penn State. I went to Penn State for my college education and then transferred to Temple and graduated from there with my journalism degree and degree in theater and all of that. And then I began working. My dream was always to be around the show business arena.
Right.
And I started out interviewing animals.
That's right. You worked at the zoo.
I was the publicist for the Philadelphia Zoo,
How
the
fun.
world's oldest zoo. But it was a great job. I just loved it. I spent so much time around them. I learned so much. I wrote so much about them, and we had a really fun office. We did a lot of laughs, and I got to ride an elephant, ride a camel.
Ooh.
I got to get my picture taken with a huge tiger's arm around my shoulder.
Oh, I love
he was out at the
tigers.
time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he had just had dental surgery and did some very fun events like having 3 dentists from Melrose Park, Pennsylvania create special tools to do a root canal. On one of the canines of one of the tigers. Actually, we had it done to 2 different tigers, and the canines are 7 inches long almost, 6 3/4 inches long.
Just going to say that would be a very long canal there.
Yes,
and they
very
would
long.
Say they would have to develop something so long to get up there.
They made
How long
special
did they
instruments.
have to sedate him? Do you remember the tiger? Or?
They had to sedate him for quite a while, and it took like 6 men to lift him onto the operating table and back into his the big one. One of my favorite animals was named Kundar.
I was going to ask you.
Kundar
he
was from a tiger, a Siberian tiger, but he was from
beautiful.
India. And the vet that medicated him, over-medicated him. And when I walked in, I saw him after the surgery, and he was like tottering as he walked, teetering and tottering as he walked. And I reported it, and I almost lost my job for that. So we won't discuss that.
That's kind of scary. I've held a baby tiger, At 6 months old, not really that small, but they're amazing. All that, it's all muscle.
It is,
So I
because
can
when
imagine.
Rick
Oh,
I held Rick Thomas's tiger, and it was about that old, and it weighed 19 pounds, but that was one heavy 19
solid
pounds.
muscle.
Oh
And they don't
my
like the little
gosh.
nice kitty. They like you to do this like their mothers. That's what the handler
Right.
told me. And the more I did it, the more he loved it,
But the most fun I had was when they opened the MGM lion habitat, and Keith Evans at that time had a 3-week-old baby lion named Metro. And he let me hold Metro. Metro could barely even walk. She was the most adorable thing, and he let me put it on my lap, and I was in heaven. I think things like that are so special when you get to hold wild animals or be around them or learn about them.
And also, because your last name is Katz, you have an affinity for cats of all kinds.
And I have a cat.
And you have an adorable cat
Yes,
who could
I
be a
do.
poster child.
Yes.
Sammy is
He
something
is.
else.
What do you mean
Yes,
could be?
Definitely. So you actually got, dare I say, you sharpened your claws and wet your whistle and everything.
I clawed my way to the top,
Clawed your way
yes.
to the top. That's where you began your PR career.
Yes.
At the zoo.
Was at the Philadelphia Zoo. And then
But you were yearning for more a celebrity type thing. Is that why you moved to Vegas?
Well, what happened is that I actually started doing the celebrity thing in Vegas, in Atlantic City. I was working for Ocean One on the boardwalk, which was a 900-foot ship-shaped venue where we did all sorts of entertainment, and we did fashion shows and things like that. And the gentleman that owned Casino Journal came in. He said to me, "I would love to have an entertainment writer. Would you be interested?" And I said, "Of course." So that's how I started, and then we built Casino Journal in the basement of his home.
Oh, wow.
It's still in existence today.
Wow.
And then opened Casino Player, and which was, a huge entertainment type publication.
Trade type industry.
No, it was actually more of a mainstream publication,
okay.
and a lot of celebrities in it, a lot of, all about entertainment. And then I also was the entertainment editor of a magazine called Atlantic City Monthly. So I was really in there, ensconced in entertainment, interviewing all the big stars, and going to all the shows and covering all the happenings, and it was a very exciting time. But the unusual thing about it was the Casino Journal was a publication for employees, casino employees, and it sat in the lunchrooms. So when I got my first interview, I was shocked. Robert Goulet agreed to do an interview, and I don't even know how it happened. Well, he loved the interview so much that he and his wife invited me backstage. I got to know
Vera,
them.
was she his
No,
wife
this
at
was
the
in
time?
Atlantic City. Yeah,
Okay.
Vera was his wife at the time.
Okay.
And I got to go backstage and meet him. And then after that, I had a friend, my friend Don Phillips, who unfortunately passed away, was the vice president of AGVA. And I went with him one night to see Pia Sedora. And outside we met Tino Barzi, who was her manager. And he said, "Would you like to come back and interview Pia and Michelle and Rickless?" And I said, "Absolutely." So I went back and did that. Then Tom Jones read that interview, and then Engelbert read Tom's interview.
Wow.
And then, I just went from one thing to another for publication. I never should have gotten those kinds of interviews for.
Well, that's amazing.
But I built
It
a
was
whole
in
career.
your stars.
Right. And then
Yeah.
when we opened Casino Player, which was national, I started flying out to Vegas and doing stories here on Stars and on the...
Who was on the strip then?
Oh, my
Not to date you or
God,
anything.
no,
but
no. Well, this was 88, 89.
Okay, all right,
And so you had every major star on the strip. Of course, you had Wayne. You had Engelbert. You had Julio. You had
Yeah.
Tony. You had Liza. You had...
Oh, those were the days, weren't they, Bobbie?
I miss them.
We're going to talk about
I
that.
miss them.
We have some more segments coming up. We have 4. I got lucky. I get Bobbie for 4 segments today. So stay with us throughout the whole hour. We're going to take a 5-minute break, but we will be back, and we're going to get back into, and we're going to come forward. We're going to go back to the future. So before we break, I'd like to give a quick shout out to my sponsor, the Red Roof Inn on Paradise across from the Hard Rock Hotel. And they're pet friendly. I thought I'd throw that in there.
That's very important for us
Close
pet
to the strip,
lovers.
close to the airport. Stay tuned. You don't want to go away. You don't want to miss what's coming up next. See you in just a minute.